Supreeth Nagaraju. I represent Adobe India. I represent Adobe India, and what I'm here to discuss about is presently how do you deliver meaningful experiences, and what does it mean to educational institutions in an experiential era. So gone are the days when we are talking specifically about technology platforms, and today one of the growing chorus in all the boardrooms is digital transformation. I'm sure you've heard about a whole host of things from the need of digital technology and applications, I'm sure for the last few hours. What I'm going to be touching upon is specifically with respect to how this transformation wave is today hitting every single split second of our lives, and it's becoming an imperative for educational institutions to have digital skilling, creative skilling as a core of your entire engagement process, right from the moment you onboard, and also in terms of ensuring that you have skilling in place for your faculties, and who in turn talk the industry language specifically on the overall digital transformation. Some of these statistics are very familiar to you, and needless to say, we are in a nation which is mobile first. What we are talking about is an era where connected consumers and data explosions and digital disruptions are the name of the game. So which effectively means that today the technology platforms or the organizations that create these are irrelevant, and what is more important is how do you make use of these technology platforms to deliver meaningful experience. What do I mean by that? Is an Ola today can be of great meaning only when it is delivered in a very customized way and split second in the way you want, or one wants it. Essentially meeting the ulterior motive of every consumer, so to speak. And that boils down to ultimately an experience. A similar thing with when you look at any format of tourism industry or income tax engagement that you do on a filing process, or even e-commerce purchases that you do day in and day out. Now these are some of the names that are familiar to you who have created wave in design-led innovations. Now switching gears quickly, when I talk about innovations from a design-led standpoint, it all again boils down to how an academic institution caters to the need of the current wave, which is the experiential wave. I won't go into the history of the entire involvement in the industry from a back office to a front office, which you're all familiar with. But what I would like to highlight upon is the need of the hour is to switch gears really fast, gear yourself up in terms of know-how and how you can make a difference to the student's career at large in the experiential world. A quick look at the overall digital life cycle. It's been discussed in length in some of the panels a few minutes ago as well. Content creation and collaboration become the critical mass of most of the skills that are in demand today in the entire digital life cycle as an engagement. Needless to say, digital marketing is an important activity in the whole scheme of things. But if you were to look at the quantum of assignments that are coming up to make, for example, a government of India, a specific department of a government of India, digitally ready from an end consumer engagement standpoint, we're talking about few 10,000s of mass recruitments that an organization like a TCS or a Wipro or an Infosys or any digital organization would like to have in place. So quickly moving, what are these skills that are in demand? How does it make a difference to you as an institution? These are a few things that I'd like to shed light about, and then maybe open up for conversations at the end of it. So everybody would like to touch and feel a product when you're making and you're trying to sell it. The experiential way today is all about understanding and getting a clear feeler of what you're actually trying to possess as a product or a service. Virtual reality today is one of the, virtual reality and augmented reality are one of the biggest technology platforms utilized by various organizations, various industry verticals to showcase that. And needless to say, the whole era of virtual content creation is becoming the name of the game, even in industries as diverse as real estate to services that are provided online from a hotel industry standpoint, or even from an education industry standpoint today. If somebody has to decide whether he or she has to enter a campus, this becomes a criticality. A quick video on this. augmented reality content creation standpoint. Some case in point, the healthcare industry projections on AR/VR content creation is expected to be about few tens of $1 billion, and it's going to explode in a much bigger way. The next skill in demand, which is familiar to some of you, is UI UX design side of it. What is not familiar today to the academic side is gone are the days of coding, where you'll be looking at few months of deployment of manpower and recruitment force to develop these. People are looking at split-second design and live demonstration of skills to launch web pages. Let me take an example. Big Billion Day, and on an average, the churn of web pages of content is as high as few tens of thousands of new content that is relayed by live analytical data-based engagement. And then there is new content that is being pushed into the system in much intuitive way. So some statistics, the number of assignments that are prevalent in the market exceeds 50,000 plus. This is the listed. There is a huge amount of scope for the non-listed organizations on this space. And products to look out for from an Adobe standpoint include one of the automation tools called XD, Experience Design. Technical writing, spoken but little practiced by most of the institutions. There are tons of journals and online journals and OTT channels that are coming up. Video editing and post-production, another big area from a video standpoint. The number of channels that you're seeing on the mobile and on the TV are exploding in a very big way. And it's on-demand era that we are in. So you all know what you do when you want to watch a cricket match, right? You want to go on Hotstar and no longer restrict yourself to a TV. So there's a whole new era of development that's happening in the content consumption. And parallelly, there is analytical engines which are helping advertisers, product creators to send you very customized, very specialized content and also advertising in a similar way. So, all said and done, the most important piece that you would all want to know is where do these kids go? Where do these talented people end up in finally? I'll run you quickly through the top 5 industry verticals. We span across all the industry verticals. E-commerce is one of the largest space that Adobe operates today, and that's the motherhood of all the new evolvements and innovations that are happening in the landscape. Just to give you a sense of how big these teams are when it comes to content creations. Someone like a Flipkart would probably have tens of thousands of people just doing content creation, personalization. And personalization is the name of the game. Please do understand. It's no longer that one shoes fits all kind of a scenario from a content. Maybe about 50 people right across here would have 50 different ways in which you are getting content from any of these players if you're consuming them. Similarly, airlines. Huge departments that are being put apart, in CDOs, Chief Digital Officers, office would easily have anywhere in excess of about 1,000 plus employees just doing digital content creation and digital marketing as an area. IT, ITES, these are now service providers to a lot of other industry verticals. Someone like an Amul would come to a Cognizant, or someone like a Shell would work with an IBM to create an end-to-end digital engine and content creation, personalization, and all sorts of things. And these are organizations who are day in and day out building bench to cater to multiple set of categories of customers. For example, in income tax department, which is rolling out one of the largest digital platforms for the country. Just to reduce the amount of time it takes to engage and file, e-file your income tax returns. Or it could be Atithi Deva, the website of Indian tourism, which has got at least about 50,000 operators who are engaging with few millions of tourists from different parts of the world. So these are the kind of assignments that we are talking about. Publishing, we've spoken about it. All the print and publishing, physical, has now gone online. Someone like a Malayalam Manorama employs about 1,000 plus people just to do, operate, build, and transmit different formats of properties that they have online. Your peers in the industry who no longer fall under the traditional education system are largely these. They have been focusing heavily on customized content creation and engagement in a very, very specialized way. So, few educational institutions who have jumped into this bandwagon with us in the last few years, some of them from the government and the private space, and the design-led innovations who have emerged out of NIDs and various things. And I think it's time, over the last 5-6 years, there have been a lot of experiments, and now it's the right time, I would say, given the cusp at which the industry is going and the pace at which it's going. It's one of those few industries, from a digital standpoint, I would say that the number of open assignments is greater than the number of people who are even qualified to apply for it. So I would request each one of you to seize this opportunity to figure out how you can ramp up your engagements on this side of the fence. So we have academy initiatives. I'm more than happy to discuss this offline. I'll quickly run through some of these initiatives which we do day in and day out with institutions worldwide. 15,000 plus universities, 56 countries, multiple education departments will work with us. Needless to say, we have curriculums available which are in line with the industry offerings, both from the design side of it, the traditional engineering side of it, and then how do we make some of these new age programs available to you in different formats, and it's experiential in learning. I'm skimming them through. I'd like to leave you with one last slide as to what is the cost of creativity, which is a slightly older one, which is from the Economic Times article. What is the differential that this skilling is making to a student's career is what this slide depicts about. The impact that it is making is it's all about experience and how do you use different technology platforms, your problem solving ability, what you teach, what you've been teaching and what you continue to teach, and then bring in the business acumen. All these three combined can deliver one of the most qualified professional, be it an employer / entrepreneur to the market at large. With that, I'll end my presentation and a quick video. Thank you so much for the time. If there are any questions, I'm more than happy to